So hello guys, welcome or welcome back to the KP show. We are here with the review of the day 5 of the fourth test match between India and Australia in Melbourne Cricket Ground. India got 369 and 155 in the two of their innings. Australia got 474 and 234, resulting in a 194 run loss for India. So what happened on day 5, we'll take you through that quickly, and we'll also discuss a bit about the aftermath of this test match and what it holds in light with the future of Indian cricket. So first things first, Bumrah came on. It took him just 4 balls to get rid of Lyon. I think that he could have done yesterday itself, but he was very tired after being overused. India got a target of 340, and yeah, we expected that India would definitely try and go for the chase, provided there is a good base setup. I think that was what India tried as well. I would say Rohit Sharma and Jaiswal came out with the right mindset. I mean, they had to take out the new ball. Maybe if there are not enough runs, that's fine. But they had to play out the new ball, and that's what we also advised that the first two sessions you don't do something crazy. Just stay at the wicket, spend time at the wicket, and that's what they tried to do. Rohit, of course, he showed a lot of patience, played those 30-40 deliveries, but then one delivery of a Cummins, and Rohit Sharma just fell for that trap.
Proper cross-batted
Yeah,
shot.
yeah, and which resulted in his wicket. After that, Rahul, I think he got a good ball where he lost his wicket. And then Stark got rid of Kohli, which again, for me was the second most disappointing dismissal of this innings, I would say. After that, it was up to Pant and Jaiswal. I think at this point, once Kohli got out, the game was done and dusted. I think we done and dusted in the sense we wouldn't have gone for a win after that. What do you think?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Because 30, 35 runs in the entire session, when you are chasing like 340, the game is done and
50.
dusted there itself. You can't chase the 300 plus in two sessions on a day 5 wicket anywhere in the world, apart from
He was
Pakistan. You don't get flat roads everywhere, or anywhere rather. So that's pretty much it. And Rohit Sharma, I think Pat Cummins was relentless in that spell. 39 balls Rohit faced, only 3 of them were drivable. He just gave him nothing away. And one ball just jacks off the length, that in between 6 to 8 meter mark, and it takes the leading edge. When Rohit thought that, okay, I'm going for the drive, means the ball was coming for the drive, he predicted, but he could not read the length. He tried a cross batted shot, instead got a leading edge and a very easy catch for Mitchell Marsh at Gully. He almost spilled it out, but the big hands of Mitchell Marsh were able to hold that catch. KL Rahul, again, he got squared up. I think that was a brilliant delivery. He got beaten. I think 3 out of 5 balls he got beaten only. Then the fifth ball, he edged it to Steve Smith, I think. Steve Smith, or was it Alex Curry? Whoever it was. Then Virat Kohli,
Smith.
again, I have no words for Virat Kohli. I mean, it's
Extremely
just
poor shot.
a
I mean, of
extremely
Mhm.
poor shot selection, because he was the last guy who you want to be on the wicket when you are chasing or you are trying to save the test match. The most experienced batsman on your side. But again, he fell to the same tactics. They don't even have to do anything. That ball was at six stump, angling away, and even with Mitchell Starr coming from over the wicket with the left-hander's angle, it will carry towards the first slip. It will not come in. It can't come in from there after 30, almost 30, 25 overs have been bowled. That ball can't jack back like 10 degrees into your wickets. So I don't know why he played that shot and he got out. So that was pretty much it. At the stroke of lunch, I thought, okay, we are done.
I
But
think
then
that the timing of Virat Kohli's dismissal was even horrible. Right at the stroke of the lunch, the very
that was
last
the last.
over.
That was the last over before
Extremely.
lunch.
I mean that. I mean, I love Virat Kohli, huge fan of him, but that was an extremely poor dismissal, poor choice of shot, and of course, the timing at which that wicket came was extremely horrible. I mean, being a senior batter, you had to take that responsibility. Unfortunately, he did not. And for Rohit Sharma, again, poor shot, but he was almost out in the very first over. If you remember, Cummins got a nick of him, but it
But the
didn't
ball
carry to
didn't
the second.
carry to Steve Smith at second slip, just bumped before him.
Yeah.
So
So
yeah, that
th
was
that was the first session, I would say. Let's move on to the second session. In the second session, I think Pant batted extremely well, way out of what his usual character is. I think it was very commendable the way he batted, and Yashasvi, of course, there were a lot of plays and misses, but this was that kind of a wicket where you would have those plays and misses. You had to have that patience, you had to show that character, and I think Yashasvi was extremely good in that. Stark troubled him a lot. Maybe he could have got him on some other day 3 4 times, but again, that happens in cricket, and this was that kind of a wicket.
I think I want to give credit to Jaiswal here because last innings, in the first innings, if you see, after that LBW shout from Mitch Marsh, which was very close, if not for that leg stump rule, pitching outside leg rule, he would have been out. After that, Yashasvi had a mental blocker. This time again, one in swinger from Stark. It was definitely hitting the stumps, but okay, it came as umpire's call. I don't know how it was umpire's call. In my books, it is out. With the if you carefully see the ball tracking, or whatever happens, but this time, that didn't go into his mind. Even after that, he played brilliantly. He didn't look like giving it away, played beautiful cut shots, and I think it was one of the finest innings still now in this tour.
Yashasvi has
Yashasvi,
gone from strength to strength, and
yeah,
you talked about how he showed character there. Also, technical improvements that he has made from game two, game three. You would see, Star got him out very early in the pink ball. After that, Jaiswal has been trying to counter that swing by just stepping ahead, like he's batting ahead of the crease, something which Virat Kohli did back in the day after that 2014 struggle, if you remember. So, so I think. Jaiswal, you need these kind of knocks to establish yourself as a batter. Just 22 years old, the knock that he played. Of course, you can talk about the way he got out towards the end. We'll come to that. But up until that point, the way he showed character, the way he's showing those technical improvements, shows a lot of promise for Indian cricket in the future.
it's extremely commendable of Jaiswal. I mean,
Yes,
what I have heard and what I have read of the reports, he is the most hardworking guy amongst this batch of players. Maybe Shubman Gill, Abhishek Sharma, whoever is coming in this under 25 batch currently, the new generation of cricketers. Jaiswal is the most hardworking one amongst the group. So I think that is going to help him a lot. Something that helped Virat Kohli back in the days. If you go back 10, 12 years, Virat Kohli did the same thing. He practiced and practiced for hours and hours. And that's why we see Virat Kohli how he is, the run machine. I think Yashwal has that same kind of tempo. I hope.
exactly.
I think he missed the twin hundreds. I think he could have got hundreds in both the innings the way he was batting. Bit sad on that part, but okay, it's a part of the game.
Now moving on to the third session. One point in the second session though, I felt Pat Cummins has been absolutely brilliant in this series, but I think one trick he missed in this session was using Lion a bit more. Lion was turning the ball square right from the very first over. We talked about the rollers in our previous video. Uh, Please go out and check that one out. And what happened was India chose the heavy roller, and they did that with a decent reasoning that they wanted to encounter the uneven bounce. They used a heavy roller, so the pitch became flatter towards the first part. And unlike in India, where the pitch crumbles like right after 30 35 overs, because this was a drop-in pitch and Australian conditions are different, this pitch did not crack up until the 60th 70th over. I mean, I did not know that information that it will take so long to for the cracks to open up. So from that perspective, I think India chose the right decision. But again, when you do that, you are aware that that the pitch is going to crack up towards the end. You had to bat a bit more longer. So there was no way you were going to chase this down. That's the point.
Then they could have gone aggressive in the first place. If the batting,
Yeah,
if you made batting easy on the top, I think I don't know what was the intuition behind the choosing of the rollers. Anyways,
yeah.
in the third
I
session
I
and the
mean,
most decisive session, Nathan Lyon turned the ball square from the very first over when he came into bowl just after tea. The first over he bowled. I think Travis had bowled the
that's
first
what
over, second over he came in.
I was trying to say, that he was turning the ball square like right from ball one. In the first over that he bowled, I think. In the second session only, he was turning the ball. Cummins underutilized him there slightly. Otherwise, we would have been packed pretty early. So,
I think
yeah,
uh,
moving on. Huh. Mhm.
I think India has played Nathan Lyon relatively well over the years. If you see, even in the previous BGT session, means 2021, that BGT as well as this BGT, I don't see Nathan Lyon actually making that kind of an impact. What he used to do back in the days, or against the other teams, how he comes into play. So India somehow have played Nathan Lyon really well, and that keeps playing in the mind of the Australians. That is the reason
True.
why he hasn't bowled that much in this series as well, or even if he has bowled, he hasn't got those wickets. So that is a major reason I think why Pat Cummins didn't bring him in the mid session, or he was bowling in the second session, but not that much that we were expecting that continuously from one hand Nathan Lyon is only going to bowl. That didn't happen. But we have played Nathan Lyon well, relatively well. Then in the last session, I think Travis Head was the bait that they put in, and Travis Head, I have said it time and time again. He's the man with the golden arm. He picks up wickets when nobody expects him to pick wickets. If you remember that semi-final in Kolkata last year against South Africa, Klaasen was just starting to open up. He hit two sixes of Zampa, reached his 50, and there were like 20 or 22 overs to go. 27 overs, I think, were bowled. Travis Head comes in out of nowhere. He turns the ball 5.6 degrees, and Klaasen is bowled. The next ball, he gets Jansen out in the same fashion, plumb LBW. So Travis had turned the game on its head with his bowling that day. He's the man with the golden arm. So again, he did that. It was a nothing delivery. And Rishabh Pant, I mean, you did all the grind. You played 104 deliveries. You soaked in all the pressure, and you try to hit a boundary of a long hop to the longest part of the ground. Mind you, that is 86-meter boundary, the cow corner, or even more. As the angle changes, the distance increases. Somewhat near the 90-meter mark, you're trying to hit. Even if you wanted, you could have hit along the ground. And
He
that
was
was the
actually trying to he was actually trying to hit it squarer. To your point, yes, he could have tried to hit it down the ground, but he was trying to hit it squarer. He just couldn't get it because Travis was turning the ball away. If you look at it closely, Pant already did this same thing in the second session. I think to one of the faster bowlers. I cannot
Boland,
remember
Boland,
who.
Boland, Boland, because
He was trying.
Carey was keeping on the stumps. Carey was
He
keeping
was
at the
trying to. Yeah, he was trying to hit it squarer. It went to a boundary through mid wicket. So I think that should have given him an indication that it's not easy to hit those kind of boundaries on the surface. But he still opted to choose that.
But
In
I
in the
don't
first session. Mhm.
I don't understand why to go for the aerial shot. You could have hit along the ground. There were two
Yeah,
fielders stationed especially for that shot. One at square leg and what was Mitchell Marsh exactly at the cow corner. And he played it straight down his throat.
I would say he shouldn't have gone for that shot because that was a low percentage shot anyway. I think this is something. So in the first innings as well, we discussed the same thing that everybody was criticizing Pant for the shot he played, rightly so. But I was of the opinion that okay, we should let this go. Just the thing that Rishabh needs to learn is target where the fielders are not present. This was again the occasion where fielders were present. Even if he had gone square, there was a fielder present over there. So that is something which he has to correct. And but for this dismissal particularly, as much as we have him to blame, we also have to blame the team management. The post-match interview that Rohit Sharma gave to I think it was with Isa Guha. There,
Isha,
uh, there he mentioned that we are going for the win. How are you going for the win, guys? You were not even there. Your platform was not there. You are not going for the win. So if
I
that
mean,
was the instruction,
33.
if that was the instruction that Rishabh Pant got from the team management by while going into the third session with the bat, that okay, we are only three down. Let's try and aim for the win. Otherwise, I don't find any other explanation why Rishabh would go for that aerial shot, especially after batting for 100 balls without even trying to hit one. Uh, for me, the standout performance from him was the over against Marnus. Marnus bowled him six consecutive short deliveries, two on the offside, four over his head, all of which Rishabh dug.
The last
And
over
the
before
guy,
tea.
yeah, and the guy, knowing him, how impatient he is, at least one of those deliveries he would have tried to hit it out. So I would say, just because he showed that patience, I'm willing to give him that leeway that, okay, this is something that was given to him by the team management that, okay, we have 7 wickets in our kitty, go and try to win this test match. You were not going to win that from that point. Six and over on that kind of a wicket, and it's going to get tougher. You know that it was a wrong decision in my books.
I mean, if that is the case, I see no way. Why do you choose a heavy roller? If you chose a heavy roller, you should have attacked in the first session. Because as per you, the first session, first time at initially the pitch will be easy. After 30-35 overs or 50 overs, it will start crumbling up.
The
In
counterpoint to
case of
this
a
is
in case
you
of a
could not
heavy
have
roller,
attacked with a new ball. But the counterpoint to this is you could not
then
have
why did
attacked the
you
new
choose?
ball.
Then why did you choose the heavy roller at first point? You can't attack
To
in the second,
from
in the last session.
from
You can't attack in the first session. Then why did you choose?
from what I understand, the reason why we choose that is to avoid the uneven bounce, to avoid a situation like a 36 all out. That's what I understood. But that was okay. No, nothing wrong with that move. I'll tell you that. After I read the explanation and everything, nothing wrong with that move. Perfect. But from that position, you were not gonna win the test match. You should have gone for the draw. I mean, play your natural game, but be sensible also about it. That you cannot go for the chase in that case. The pitch was not there for the chasing, I would say.
Anyways, Rishabh Pant got out, and that uh, put the floodgates open for Australia. Poland comes back in next over. I think he picks Jadeja out of a absolute zephyr. The ball rose up like 1.6 meter of the length, where it was bouncing under 1 meter. So it's like double the bounce from the same point. The Nitish Reddy was beautifully set up by Nathan Lyon, a classic off spinner dismissal coming from wide of the crease. Just the hint of turn which takes your outside edge. Then I think Jaiswal, I think that was, I mean, for me, it was out. If you ask me,
Yes.
I think it was out. I don't know what happened to the Sneeko because even with the Akashdeep dismissal, the next dismissal, the Sneeko was not very conclusive. How they concluded was a faint faint mark that was left on the bat of Akashdeep.
But
They concluded with that because before the ball passed the bat, that mark was not there. When the ball brushed past the bat edge, that mark was left. So from that, the umpire concluded. And then again, Jaiswal, I mean, there were three noises, or two noises. One of the bat, then of the gloves, and I think that was out. I don't know why why there is a ruckus created around
the,
that we were end of the wrong decision and all those things. That was
you had to
clearly
give some justification. You had to give some justification. That's what the PR teams do, I would say. Just leave it at that. And yeah,
and
since
also
both decisions were the right decisions made, this is
yeah.
something that we have to accept.
Yeah, and also if you see Jatin Sapru, who was in commentary box at that time with Sunny G and I think Irfan Pathan, these three were there. These people shouted on top of their voices that this is wrong, you should go with the technology, all those things. Then after the match, Jatin Sapru released a YouTube video where he said, "I apologize, I take back my words. As per the rule book, the third umpire can overturn the decision on the basis of the visual evidence that is available. If he finds the visual evidence available, he can make a decision, regardless of what the technology says. We play by the rule books, right? So I don't know why we are making so much out of this decision.
Yeah.
So that is
Yeah, I
something
mean
I
that was out. That was out. Only one point that I agree with Sunil Gavaskar is he mentioned that if you have the technology and you are relying on the technology, then at least make sure it's consistent. That's
yeah,
something
that
that
is
I
for sure.
echo.
That is for sure.
Try to
I mean
try
that
to make it consistent, but as of now, based on whatever the rules are, right decision was made.
I mean I didn't get how Sneeko can't find that this bigger deflection, how it didn't come up. And that took two deflections back to back. First of the bat, then of the gloves. and it didn't read anything. So I think that was pretty much the game. That dismissal, Pat Cummins again brilliant, as we told earlier as well. He's the top G at the MCG, and he comes in relentless. I think throughout the day his pace was up, his lengths were good, the lines were brilliant, and that's how he is. So Pat Cummins again takes the wicket, then comes in bowl and gets Akash Deep out, and then I think it was just a matter of time. Like 20 overs left, we have two wickets in the tank, and I would like to blame Washington Sundar here. I'm definitely going to call it out. You are giving full overs, like 4 to 5 balls to face to the tailenders, Akashdeep, Bumrah, and Siraj. You are taking singles on the first or the second delivery, being the batter out there, the main batter out there. How is this even possible? What is the thinking behind this? That is really dumb from Washington Sundar here.
I mean, I would say agree with you on that part. He could have been much better there, but I think the
At
game
least you
was
could
lost
have
at that
delayed
point. You
it.
had to, we could have delayed
Or
it
else
by
you
two,
only
three
get
overs at
out.
least.
There is no problem. You could have got out. We wouldn't have blamed you because you had already played some 40 odd balls, which is fine for a number 8 at that point of time. But I don't see any reason why are you exposing the tail, knowing that the ball is reversing, the new ball was not coming. And you see from the 70 over mark when Stark came in, the ball was reversing a bit. And Pat Cummins also used that thing to his favor. The ball was reversing, even with the Jaiswal dismissal. So you are exposing the tail to the reverse swing. How is that mindful from someone like Washington Sundar there?
Yep. I mean, yeah, it is what it is. So that was how India lost the test match. I think very good captaincy from Pat Cummins, and he led from the front as a captain as well. Scored those crucial 90 runs in this test match. Can you imagine that? That's something that really created a difference. If you look at it, the test match as a whole, there are two very crucial points where we just let go of the game. 3-11 for 6, Australia was in their first innings. From there, you had that partnership between Cummins
Smith
and
and
Steve Smith,
Cummins.
right? They took the score to 474. That was one point. And again, after that, Australia had the game. It was a kind of topsy-turvy game. They reduced India to 2-11 for 7, and the game was done. But Nitish and these guys, so they put up a very good partnership to India to bring back India into the game. After that, again we had Australia 91 for 6. From that point, we could not seal the game. Cummins again, he built that partnership with Labuschagne and then again with Lyon, followed by the Lyon and Boland partnership. Even that
I
added
think
50
that
69.
is the most important partnership of the game. Those
Definitely.
55 runs took the Indian victory out of the equation. 340 is impossible on a day 5 wicket. And I'm saying why it is impossible because the way we have batted in the series. When is the last time that you remember India batted brilliantly on later stage of a test match, like day 4 or day 5? When do you remember
Gabba.
any such instance?
Gabba is the last. Gabba is
Gabba
the
is
last,
4 years
to be honest.
back. It's 4 years now for to Gabba.
After Gabba, only once we did on day 5 of a test match, that was in Lords 2021. Again, that was a 10th wicket partnership between Shami and Bumrah.
But that is okay. No, I am saying like that was also 280 only. That was also your batting failure. You were reduced to 180 for 8. These two people batted out of their skin to put that partnership and took the initiative to score some runs. That your batting didn't do much. There also you were reduced to 180 for 8. Your batting was horrible there in that series as well. Apart from the openers and the lower order batsmen, the middle order was inexistent in that series as well. Post COVID, I don't remember any instance India batting well on for day 4 and day 5. Only Gabba is one instance, and you can say Sydney as well. SCG, just the previous test, where Hanuma Vihari and Ashwin put up that fighting partnership to draw the game. So I didn't see any way India can chase even 250 plus
Yeah,
with this kind of batting and the way Apart from Jaiswal, if you get Jaiswal out early, I think 100 runs would be enough. 100 runs will be enough with the way we are batting. We keep on doing the same mistakes again and again and again. Only thing we do well against Australia is we bat good against Nathan Lyon. But that guy comes into play on day 5. Before that, he is not into play anyways. What is the point? We could not have chased down 260 even. Even if we are blaming
No, we would have been in the game, I would say. If not for those drop catches and everything, we would have been in the game. But anyways, enough about that. Let's talk about what's in the future. What do you think? Are we going to see any changes in the Sydney Test? Any
See,
big news?
I think Mark Waugh really gave a statement on the press or in the com box itself. I don't know, but he said that if I was the Indian selector and if Rohit doesn't score runs in the second innings, I am going to before going to Sydney, I am going to announce Bumrah as my Test captain and say thank you Rohit for your services, and I'm going to end Rohit's Test career then and there. And I agree to him. Because just to fit in Rohit Sharma in this team, you see how many changes we made. KL Rahul was perfectly positioned on top of the order. He was that partnership was the toughest nut for the Australian bowlers to crack. Jaiswal and KL with the way they played. You can say okay, KL didn't score any fancy 100 or something, but he did very well to keep that new ball out throughout the series in the first 3 test matches. He looked most confident against Stark, Cummins, and Hazelwood was there as well in 2 of the matches. So I didn't see any reason why KL Rahul should move to 3. Rohit Sharma, he scored just 12 runs across both the innings. So what was the point of going to the top of the order? You could not score runs. Your feet are not moving. You simply can't judge the length.
I have a different opinion on this one. What I would say is, I think it's just 2 days of a turnaround time between now and the Sydney Test. I think Rohit Sharma should play the Sydney Test as well. And maybe if he wants to take a call after that, he can take that. Why I'm saying this is, first, the same. That Sydney Test is just 2 days away. That is the one reason. You cannot give such a big shock to this team midway through the series. Second, again, this is different from Dhoni's scenario. In Dhoni's scenario, the Sydney Test was completely pointless after the MCG Test because 2-0 Australia was already winning the series anyway. Whatever the result, it wouldn't have mattered. But here, the result of the Sydney Test does matter because if you draw the series, BGT is coming back home, and that's the most important thing to me. At least from the start of the series, I was saying this. I don't care about WTC final. I need the BGT. That is more precious, I would say. And secondly, Champions Trophy is around the corner. It's in February. And Rohit Sharma is definitely leading there, leading the side there, and rightly so. What message do you give the dressing room? If Rohit Sharma is sacked mid-series, if he had announced this retirement in the Melbourne Test press conference, then again would have been a bit okay. I would say that he left with self-respect. But if he's sacked, because at this point we know if he's not playing Sydney Test, he's being sacked, right? If that is done, what authority would Rohit have in the dressing room when he leads India for the Champions Trophy? So due to these reasons, I would say that he has to kind of play the Sydney Test as well. And after that, for me, I've seen what Virat Kohli. Let's come to Virat Kohli as well, for that matter. It's not about him not scoring runs. It's just about the way he's getting out every day. He's not even playing Ranji cricket, and it's kind of disrespectful to all the other players. It's unfair. The star treatment that these guys received, they received it for a reason, and that was okay because they were scoring the runs and they were winning India Test matches. But now it's been like what, 5 years for Virat Kohli that he has not won Test matches. I would say off the back of his bat for India. How much longer rope would you give him? And it's okay that he's not scoring runs. I would say in a way, but the way he's getting out is very much disappointing. You're not playing Ranji, you're not scoring runs, you're getting out in the same fashion every day. Every bowler is getting you out, which is kind of disrespectful. How can you be the greatest batter of this generation when you have one particular mode of dismissal which is repeated every day? Again, for me, Virat Kohli definitely goes to England. There is no doubt about it. He has to play that England Test series. But the respect that we had for Kohli, that he is undroppable. Even off late, it was there for Rohit Sharma in Test cricket purely. In white ball, of course, he's undroppable. But in Test cricket, that he was undroppable. I think that notion is gone now. And because even we made this video right before the Gabba test, I think, where people wanted Rohit and Virat to retire there itself. We made this video and there we said, okay, what is happening around them? You have to see what's happening around them. Are people ready? I think in this test match, Jaiswal, Nitish Reddy, Washington Sundar, those guys, they answered that, boss, we are ready. And I think it's time India just looks at the replacements. Not saying that drop both Rohit and Virat immediately, but other people are already there. So you can start the transition in a way.
Yeah, I mean, if it is that way, then okay, this can be the last test match for both of them. I won't be surprised if they're dropped or
Not
they are
Virat,
left out of the
no,
squad.
not Virat,
No, Virat,
not
Virat
Virat.
also I don't have any more sympathy for Virat as well, because see, 67 runs in 6 innings is from a number 4 is not acceptable, especially in such an important series where the opposition number 4 is getting hundreds. He's of the same stature as you, right? And you are not even getting a 10 run. If you take out his runs 36 and 100, how many runs are left? 31 runs
I
in
think
5 innings,
I
exactly
think
the
for
same what
me,
Rohit Sharma has scored. So I think it's high time that we should look beyond him, and someone like a Shubman Gill should make his way back into the 11 at number 4.
I I think for me, I would still go with Virat even for the England tour, but that very much depends on how he bats in the Sydney Test, not about the runs. If he's dismissed plumb in front by Pat Cummins on the very first ball or a Mitchell Stark, it's okay. I'll still take him to England. But if he's dismissed in the same fashion again, then you have to ask him, boss, do you actually want to go to England or not? I think that would be the case for me.
And also
But
another
yeah,
point I'd like to make is I don't want to see Bumrah in the Sydney Test, because keeping the Champions Trophy in mind and the number of overs that guy has bowled in this series, I'd say it's not very safe to overburden him, because the WTC final chances are gone, so it's of no use, because the main prize was the WTC final. You could have got the Test match. You are not getting it anyway. So if not, then I think keeping the Champions Trophy in mind and how good Bumrah is in Dubai, we should preserve him. And the way he treated him in this match, I mean, there was a point when he said, "Bas yaar, ab nahi ho raha hai, ab zor nahi lag raha hai." After bowling 23 overs in a day, can you see that? You can't even dismiss the tail. The other four bowlers, why are they playing? What are they doing? That is so bad. The last tail you can't dismiss for that, even you need Bumrah in both the innings of a test match.
yeah, I think pretty much spot on there. In that case, I wanted us to win BGT, but if you look at the Sydney weather and everything, not happening. It's going to be a draw test match as we look at it right now. Again, if that is the case, I would much rather preserve him for a Champions Trophy. 600 for three is what I believe we'll see in the Sydney Test if we bench Bumrah. But yeah, I think we have to take that. I mean, you cannot do anything. Preserve Bumrah for the Champions Trophy.
I think he badly needs rest with the amount of heavy lifting that he has done for this bowling attack in this series. He badly needs that rest. I'd say we should be actually smart in how we deal with the Bumrah situation here. And if Rohit Sharma is continuing as the captain, I think this call can be made.
But I think definitely Bumrah is playing. Uh, we all know that. So, anyways, moving on from this, any closing comments that you want to make about Gautam Gambhir? We haven't defeated any international team since Gambhir took over, except for Bangladesh. Can you believe
Gautam
that?
Gambhir. Gautam Gambhir, see, it was
There
always
is
a make
also
or break
there is
decision.
also there is also one another stat. The stat is Gautam Gambhir has not lost an international game when Rohit Sharma is not there in the 11.
I don't think in white ball I can blame Rohit Sharma in any aspect. He
No,
has
no,
done whatever he has
just
been
saying.
asked to say, whatever he has been asked to do. So in red ball, I see no planning. I mean, the bowlers you are bowling. I see no reason why Prasidh Krishna hasn't played all the test matches here. He was your fourth simmer after Siraj and Shami for the last 2 years in the pecking order. Okay, you play in Akashdeep because Prasidh Krishna was out with the surgery and all those things. That is fine. How come Harshit Rana come into the picture? He is not a great first class bowler as well. There was no reason in playing him. It, because that clearly shows how the things are inside the dressing room, how they operate, right? So that's something. Then in the batting part also, okay, you are sticking to the seniors, all that is fine. But again, somewhere you have to make that hard call, but you are not. And again,
But
Sarfaraz and
do
all
you
these
actually
people.
think that Gambhir has the rights to make that hard call? I don't think so.
Yeah, he has all the rights. No, no. Tell me one thing. When he asked for all his coaching staff and everything, whatever he asked for, Jaisha gave it to him. He asked for Ryan Tendeskata. He asked for Abhishek Nair. He asked for Morni Morkel as their coaches. The entire coaching staff. He got everyone as per his desires. Then why are we not getting the results? This is something he need
Look,
to answer. And he only comes into press conferences before the series. He tells something, some random things he tells, like before the New Zealand series, he tells that we want to be the team that can score 400 in a day and can bat 200 overs for saving a test match. He said these things, and then in the first test match only you get out bundled out for 46 under the cloudy skies of Bangalore. Where is the application? Where is the performance? You are, see, all these things are good when the performances are coming. That is, we have discussed multiple times. If the performances are not there, you are going to get screwed. Again, before the Australia series, he took a dig on Ricky Ponting. That Ricky Ponting should think about what is happening in Australian cricket and leave Indian players to what they are doing. Now what? What was Ricky Ponting incorrect? Tell me one thing. That guy has got some 30 hundreds in Australia. Led Australia to 2 World Cups. Is he a fool? Saying that no, Virat Kohli is not able to bat. He has not got hundreds. He has issues with the technique and whatever things. Was Ricky Ponting incorrect? No. Virat Kohli got out in the same fashion 6 out of 7 times.
I think I think what I would say is we cannot blame Gambhir for playing Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli. That's there because I don't think that's his rights
No,
also. I
I
don't
am
think he
not
has the power to do
blaming
that.
Gambhir
The,
for
the,
playing
the
them.
thing is, the thing is, we have to blame Gambhir that why their performances are not coming. Why
Exactly.
is that
My
batsman
problem
getting out that way?
My problem is, what is your coaching contingency doing when the same mistakes are happening over and over again? That is my problem, because you are the one who brought these people in. They were nowhere near Indian cricket. These three people, Rant and Daskata, or these were the KKR coaching staff this year. Abhishek Nair has been with KKR for last a number of years. Then there is this guy, Morni Morkel was Pakistan's fast bowling coach in the last World Cup, if you remember. Pakistan fired him. We got him. Okay, Morni Morkel is a legend of the game. I respect him a lot as a fast bowler. But I don't know how good of a coach he is. You brought him in, and now your pace bowlers are also not taking. Bumrah is individual brilliance. Bumrah was like this when Bharat Arun was there. And after that, Paras Mamre, when Paras Mamre was there, then also Bumrah was the best bowler. Before that, Bharat Arun era, also Bumrah was the best fast bowler. Now also Bumrah is the best fast bowler. So keep Bumrah out of the equation. If you take Bumrah out of the equation, the score will be 650 for 3 and they will be declaring. They will be tired after hitting these people. That is going to happen on these wickets. That bad the bowling is. So what is the bowling coach doing or what is the batting coach doing if the batters and the bowlers are doing the same mistakes again and again? That is something Gautam Gambhir should answer.
For sure, I think Gambhir has to take the responsibility for that. The point that you mentioned, if you are there to just give big statements, I think just to say why we are judging him so much is because of what he said. The statement that he gave as soon as he became the head coach was definitely a dig at MS Dhoni. He said, "I don't trust in process. I trust in results." So where are the
No,
results?
no. Let me tell you another thing. Not only MS Dhoni, he had been bad mouthing Ravi Shastri and co as well. That what has Ravi Shastri done? Now, if Ravi Shastri on air starts poking on you, you can't even hide your face on camera. The way the team is
And
performing under you. And mind
and
you,
Ravi
Ravi
has
Shastri was almost in tears when India lost the test match. You would have seen his face. The look of disappointment he had because he was the one. He was there in 2018. He was there in 21 when when India won both the test matches at Boxing Day in Melbourne. He was the head coach. You could have seen
he
his
was there
disappointment. How
he was there in 2014 as well. I think we
he was the
very
team
much
director.
underestimate
He was the team director back then.
the role that 2014 series played in Indian cricket. Yes, we started winning in Australia in 2018, 2021, but 2014 is the series where we actually started fighting with Australia. What
Correct.
happened in 2014 series is exactly what happened in 2024 series. We had those moments where we could have won the test match, but because we were not good enough to capture those crucial moments, we let the test match go. This is what has happened. So Ravi is somebody who has been there right from the phase where where we were starting to fight. He was the when he was the head coach. We fought, we won twice. Australia at that point was fearing us that they would lose to us. We weren't under pressure. They were. And that GABA test, I mean, nothing compares to that. That is simply the greatest test match victory ever. Maybe not just in Indian cricket, in the entire cricketing history. For me, I
I
would say.
mean, for India, I think it is in the top two. One is the Eden Gardens
Eden.
2001, and the second one will be this. Or you can rearrange them as per your preference.
That is up to
And,
taste for
and he
individuals, I
took
would
a
say.
dig on Ravi Shastri, he took a dig on MS Dhoni. All the time he was in the studio room for the last 4 5 years. And in a very degrading manner. I don't see that was very good from someone like a Gambhir, of senior pro like Gambhir, how he did.
And Ravi was
Now,
absolute class. He defended him after the New Zealand debacle. He said, "Okay, it's fine. It happens. These things happen." And Gambhir is a very good personality. He will definitely bring me there. He was so kind in the way he said he talked about Gambhir. That shows the class of the man. But as a person, Ravi Shastri is a gem of a person.
the worst part is there is no Jay Shah right now in the BCCI. That is the worst part. Till he was there, I think we were well and good. And now
Yeah.
there is no Jay Shah. I don't see any that towering figure in BCCI. No Saurabh Ganguly as well. And I'm not sure how good or how strong of a character Mr. Roger Binney is. So
I mean, only time would tell what happens. Let's move on from Gambhir. Let's talk about all the good that happened. The most positive thing that happened this year for me was the how we approached T20 cricket. I think we were lagging behind the world a lot, and that changed this year. Very happy that now India has become the pioneer in this one. I hope this continues. I know this 280, 290 is not going to be sustained for long because definitely people will find it out. People like Pat Cummins, they will come in with their different skill set to get you out. So it's not going to last long. But again, we have to be
I,
of that mindset that we want to score as much as we can. So that's one positive. Second positive is that in this test series, what we saw the youngsters stepping up to the plate, be it a Yashasvi Jaiswal, be it a Nitish Kumar Reddy, be it Washington Sundar holding his own with the bat. With the ball, he has a lot of distance to cover, but eventually, I hope he'll get there. So the emergence of these youngsters, I mean, it's been a good year, I would say, overall, if you see. Second
yeah,
half,
with the
we
T20 World Cup win, I think that was the cherry on top for this year.
yes,
And the T20 World Cup win changed a lot of things, if you see, especially after. conducting IPL for so many years, finally we have got our prize.
Yeah,
We are the defending T20 World Cup champions. So that is something great.
we defeated
England,
England.
yeah, England Test series was very interesting. We defeated England as well, and with the new players, especially Rajat Patidar was there. Then Yashasvi Jaiswal. Actually, rise of Yashasvi Jaiswal was that Test series only. Shubman Gill batted really well, and I really wanted to see much more from him. I mean, I believe in him a lot. I like him a lot as a batsman. So Shubman Gill is one player who I think didn't do justice to his talent this year as much as what he could have done. I think in bowling, Mayank Yadav, I was very excited to see Mayank Yadav rack up those high speeds in Hyderabad when I saw that Bangladesh game. And Arshdeep, I think he has cemented his role as our primary T20 bowler in case Bumrah is not there or he says, I am not going to play T20Is anymore. So, yeah, that's pretty much it from my side. It was a good,
And
exciting.
even in that Bangladesh series, that second test, uh, there was no way we were going to get a result after that rain curtailed 2 days and everything. But there also India forced a result. So that is also something to take home. But yeah, overall, it's been a very good year, I would say, for the Indian cricket. Apart from the last two test series that leave a bitter taste in the mouth, but it's all right. We should celebrate what's good in the year. Like you mentioned, the T20 World Cup, I think, is the cherry on the top. We waited for a decade to win an ICC trophy. Finally, it was here. So I think it's a year to cherish. Some mistakes, a very lot of good things. So a decent year. On this note, we would like to leave you guys with this video. Hope you guys like this one. If you like this video, consider subscribing to our channel, share it with your friends. So happy New Year. We wish you guys have a great New Year with family and friends. And yeah, see you in the next one. Ciao.